Face to face for the first time, Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Anjanette Young, the innocent woman handcuffed naked during a botched police raid. Young and the mayor sat down for a private meeting today, both women calling these talks a step forward. But in a joint statement, both the mayor and Young acknowledged today's conversation was not a resolution to the problematic issues that both parties acknowledge exist. The story of Anjanette Young is one of the biggest stories in a long time in Chicago, first exposed by CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini. The fallout from that badly botched Chicago police raid and the city's repeated attempts to cover it up will carry over well into the new year. With Anjanette's story still unfolding tonight, we did want to take a moment to focus on why what we do here still matters. Here is a look at some of the other CBS 2 investigations creating real change in our community in 2020.
A clip here, a snip there. Cuts cut to cut out kid figures. Each depicts a child whose story we shouldn't be able to tell. While innocently colored in, they represent innocence lost. She was 14, a man she trusted. She was 8, he was grandpa. The youngest 5, in her bedroom, she relives it every day. All sexually assaulted. While we chose colored-in crafts to protect them, they are failed by something very black and white, a state law.
Appalled.
A law which states little victims'
Little girl became pregnant.
personal information stays private.
Little girl became pregnant.
I'm shocked. I'm truly shocked.
Yet we know their names,
Most immediately, there has to be a way to restrict access to this information,
addresses, phone numbers, and more.
like right now, today.
Who's supposed to fix it? That became a masterclass in finger-pointing 101. It ended with State's Attorney Kim Foxx's spokesperson calling Clerk Brown's rationale asinine in a phone call with CBS 2 after firing off a scathing letter to the clerk. Let's go back to the beginning. Mid-September, the clerk's office, the keeper of the records, tells us it's not authorized to change the documents and to contact the state's attorney's office. We do. They say it's on the clerk. 2 days later, we reach out to Clerk Brown's office. This time, they cite 2 Illinois Supreme Court rules, 15 and 138, saying the rules prohibit them from fixing the records. Not so, says the Supreme Court. The clerk then said they were waiting for the state's attorney's office to request a judicial order to seal the records. Sidebar. Remember, it's already a law. Okay, back at it. Then the clerk sends us yet another statute about sealing records. Not applicable. Again, we're talking redactions, blacking out names like we had to do so you can't see them. The clerk's office still asserts they can't do that. When looped in, a high rank at CPD told me, quote, "We write the reports, they store them, they redact them. I'm sickened to see these names." Then we hear back from the chief judge's office. They, too, say it's on the clerk. Then, an 11th hour about face. The clerk's office tells us it sealed the case files 38 days after our first inquiry.
My supervisor called me, and I can hear her, "Darlene, they got her, they got her."
Police got Clark, nailed her at a Gold Coast Starbucks.
Before I knew it, I couldn't hold back the tears.
Darlene Simmons was one of Clark's victims in a home buying scheme. She says Clark pretended to be a real estate agent. Police got Clark for what she did to Fiore Hedera. Hedera says Clark conned her way into her $2 million dream home in Lincoln Park by falsifying the rental application, producing phony pay stubs, and Clark never paid the $9,000 a month rent. Hedera is out about $30,000. Over and over again, Clark pretended to be a state official in many videotaped productions. She hired actors, singers, and musicians for the events and never paid them. I tried to get Clark to answer questions after one of those ceremonies.
You took advantage of Miss Simmons. She was a senior citizen. There's a civil suit against you. People were trying to find you.
Get out of my face. $6,184.22.
CJ Farrar is in debt. The bills are piling up. He needs unemployment benefits to feed his family, but he can't seem to get them.
Just a huge fight.
Tens of thousands of unemployed Illinoisans are struggling just like Farrar. Dozens of them telling CBS 2 how they're suffering under the strain, describing obstacles in their way, like an overwhelmed website, a call center failing to keep up with demand, and glitches leading to dropped calls when a claimant has been waiting weeks or months to hear from an Illinois Department of Employment Security representative to help them with their particular problem. The CBS 2 investigators received internal reports giving us a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on with the new Pandemic Unemployment Assistance website and the extra agents hired to handle the cascade of calls. $22 million systems implemented and managed by Deloitte. The week of November 13th, the weekly status report shows as many as 79,000 people didn't get paid because the system couldn't verify their identity. At one point in CBS 2's quest to get answers, I dropped in at an Employment Security Advisory Board meeting.
An insider tells us that there are technical glitches that are causing these unexpected drop calls. I'd like to know whether the agency is aware of this problem. If you are not, why not? If you are, what is the agency doing about it?
Again, no answers, but we know IDS is watching and listening. Look what they sent to their employees. CBS 2 obtained this internal memo describing a negative news cycle and warning workers not to make comments to the media.
$3,051.50. And it kept going up every year.
That's how much 72-year-old Camilla Batten owed. In water bills for the house with a red X on top, until we got involved.
$0? Get out.
You get out.
I don't owe nothing anymore.
Nothing.
God bless y'all. Thank you.
In fact,
Oh my goodness.
the city owes you money.
They do?
$3,000.
Get out.
You get out.
God bless y'all.
You can watch all of those life-changing stories and many more in the CBS 2 Investigators section of our new app.